This is the most American thing that I've ever seen. The camel may be saying hi. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. I'm going to be doing a morning routine, festive edition, and talk to you like through what I would typically do in the mornings. This is the first morning where I've actually slept in, and I feel really bad about that. Even though I've been up until 2:30 every single night and like I can't sleep, which I have found out apparently you shouldn't be taking your vitamin tablets in the evening because it helps with insomnia, because it can keep you up if you take them at night. I've been using this red light therapy light. Apparently you can do it for like half an hour a day. I did do it last night, so I'm gonna do it again this morning for a little bit, and maybe I'll do it again in the evening. But you just put it on, put it over your head. I find it pushes my hair down a bit, so then I have to like release the hair back up into it. And then apparently it stimulates hair growth. I look so crazy when I wear it, but they're like £400 devices, so I'm going to let you know whether it actually works. This isn't what I usually do, and I'm not faking it for the video, but I did just get a notebook back out of my storage, and it's so cute. Rebecca 2016, so I just wrote 2025 below it, because I'd obviously ripped out all of the previous pages. I wrote in it last night because I just thought, there's some stuff, I feel like low level stress. I don't know if anyone else feels this. I'm getting like overstimulated with this on, trying to talk because I can't hear myself properly, but I just feel there's no reason for me to be like super stressed, because I'm like, I'm not gonna get evicted, I'm not struggling to pay for food, you know. If any of that did happen, I would be able to stay with my mum and dad, or like I don't have like actual stresses like that, but I am stressed about money. But then I'm not even like stressed that it's not going to come in or anything. I'm stressed that like I'm putting pressure on myself, and I'm not allowing myself to like just ever have time off, because I feel like when you do social media, like I wrote actually down, I can just read out what I wrote last night. This is why I've got the planner out, because I was like, I need to just put this onto paper and just like get rid of the stress. So my job expectations, I always feel like I could be doing more, because obviously you could always be posting more or trying to make more viral moments or doing more, and then you're comparing yourself to people that are doing more, you know, especially people on social media in the same job as me that might have management and might get invited to loads of things and do content like that, so then I'm not doing that. And then there's also the fact that you don't have control, even if you are of the outcome, like even if you are doing a lot, sometimes the algorithm can just start treating your videos differently for a little bit. And then I think that's like why I always feel this like I'm never quite hitting what I want to hit, because I'm like, even if I'm doing exactly what I want to do, I can't control the outcome. And then especially like for me to be really proud of my content, to not feel stressed that I've not done enough, I have to do like go back to the times where I've done very live updates constantly. So like times that I've been proud of my content, I've been like at Coachella or like Tomorrowland and things like that. But basically in those scenarios, the entire process of my whole time there was just making content, so it just avoids the rest of the time of, you know, authentically being in the moment, because you're constantly having to think and edit. Maybe if I had someone that I just like sent the videos to and then they edited and posted, that would solve that issue, because the actual video making like doesn't ruin my time, but it's the having to always be able to connect with Signal and like, you know, just thinking, oh, that one's due, and like wanting to space out the videos, so constantly having to go on your phone to like post them and stuff. If you're trying to do in the moment stuff constantly, it's impossible to film content that I'm proud of and also live in the moment for the content to feel good as well. And I also wrote down that I feel like sometimes I have to ask like friends and family to take clips of me, and I feel like I'm putting that onto them in scenarios where they're off work and they don't want to, and like it can feel intrusive, and like especially like say if people will be in the background of my videos, or like I'm filming moments with other people but they're not as public as me, then it is putting it onto them. But then like people, like all of my friends know or like have been fine booking stuff with me after they know that I'm going to be like videoing stuff, so I don't think most people care. But I just feel, especially like they're asking people to film for me, I don't do it a lot, but I just feel like really annoying whenever I ask. But then I'm like, I've got friends that, you know, ask me to take photos and it's not even for work. I'm like, I wouldn't mind doing that. So I don't know if that's just something that I need to get over, but that's why I've been like obviously getting a photographer and stuff. This hat thing back on and see if I can write while wearing it. But that's another thing actually, is I was going to talk about routine, because I see a lot of like influencers. Like my favourite influencer is Reagan777, and she always like does these posts, and I just want to scream at her and be like, you're fine. Like she's always posting like she needs to wake up at 5 AM and stuff like that, and I'm like, people who wake up at 5 AM have to wake up at 5 AM because they then got work at 8. Like if you're an influencer, like you actually don't need to do all of that and make yourself feel guilty if you're not doing all of that, because that's not your, like, it's just different things for different people. Like, obviously, yes, if you want to, that's fine, but like, you're not a failure if you don't, because you don't need to cram all of that stuff in at like the pitch black time of night. Like, you've got a life that you can enjoy, and as long as you're like creating good content, I guess maybe it's for content, but in terms of routine, sometimes I think, should I have like a better idea of like, this day I'm going to film this sort of content, this day I'm going to do this, and like have a set day off, and even just plan out my week's content in advance. Because what I do right now is I'll just wake up, and I have kind of got like a background list of like what I can refer to, but I'll just film whatever I feel like on the spot, and I usually ignore that list. And also there's like my personality type is obviously very unorganised, so I'm like, would routine help that, or is it a blessing that I found a job that flows with the way that my personality is, and I shouldn't try fight that? I should like feel happy for the benefit of that. And like, you might feel the same with like similar things, is that sometimes like you need to lean into what makes you unique. Because I was watching a video of this girl in Canada yesterday, and she was going to shoot her Christmas content like a week before it was due, and she was just taking videos in these like very like clean girl Christmassy outfits in a studio with like a clean girl, you know, like a beige background. And I was like, why aren't I that organised? And then I was thinking, like, people aren't following me for that sort of content. Like, there's a lot of people that want to follow like that really clean girl content, but then they'll follow those people, and like, if I force myself to be like that, then I lose my unique selling point. So there's literally no reason for me to follow people to follow me rather than other people. So like, don't always feel like, oh, I don't have the same background as other people, or like you know, you might work differently, but that's probably why people would like to watch you. Or even not just related to content creation, even just related to like in friendships, like, yeah, you might not be the exact same sort of friend as like someone else. Like, everyone's got friends that are more reliable in certain circumstances, that you'd more want to go on holiday with in other circumstances, or that are better to listen to. Like, everyone's got their own thing that they're good at. And like, don't feel like, I've been putting guilt on myself recently, because I'm like, oh my god, like, I've been like such a shit friend to people, because this month I've just been really overwhelmed because of the accounts and everything. And when I'm stressed about like work and stuff, because it's all on my phone, then that makes it so I don't want to look at my phone, and I just want to, or I'll look at my phone but I don't want to look at my messages because I've got emails and WhatsApps and work stuff I don't want to reply to. And then it all flows onto like the way that I view messages is just the same. So I struggle to reply to my friends, and then I get like a backlog. And I also about 2 years ago decided that, I'm sorry if anyone ever DMs me, because I do reply to like quite a few DMs, but I decided it was a bad idea to put the expectation on myself that like any question that someone asked me I've got to reply to, because I don't think people realise the amount of DMs that you get when you post about a lot of different topics. And you know, you've got a lot of people on your page. Like, I probably get a fresh DM once every 5 minutes, like at peak times, and a lot of questions that like sometimes it's like you're asking me about the admin of like how to book a festival, and like you can literally just Google that, and I don't have the time to reply to every single thing. And if I put like pressure on myself of feeling like, oh, you're a bad person because you've not replied, like it'll just burn me out, especially because I'm trying to reply to comments as well, and I've got like all 3 different platforms where people can comment. So I just like let myself have a little bit of leeway on that, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to post content, because I'd be always thinking like, oh my god, like you've not replied. And I would say that I think that people that reply to every comment probably have a management team that have access to their account. Like, I see Alex Earl replies like a lot, and I highly doubt that she's got time to do that. So yeah, and YouTubers, especially the big ones, like they even say that like, oh yeah, I'm going to reply to every single comment, and I think it must be like their assistant or an AI or something. But yeah, I'm going to carry on writing in my planner. Right, now let's make my morning coffee. I switched completely over to this pink one. Now I've got decaf as well. I was making decaf coffees last night and really trying to work out why I was getting water collecting in the top here, and I think I've realised I was actually being so dumb, and it's probably something that wasn't even on the instructions. It was that obvious. When you switch it on, you need to wait until it heats up. I thought it was to the cup, but it's to the middle, but I was just switching it on when it was literally at like 30 degrees and just pressing start. And this machine is not like a super high-tech smart one, it's just from Lidl, and it literally just starts pouring water. It was just pouring cold-ish water through the coffee beans, and that's why the coffee wasn't even that warm. And I only realised that after like thinking about it for a bit, and then I also realised that I need to put more coffee in and press it down less, because the water can't go through it. But let's give this a little rinse. Now, I wish my room had a bigger sink than this because I think that's the reason why my washing up builds up, because this is like an aeroplane sink. Like, it's actually so small and I can't wash big things and it just splashes everywhere, but it's fine for a little cup. I just think for a room that's got a little kitchenette, they should have really like made the bathroom a little bit bigger. I've got a question. Why do people make the milk second rather than just make the milk in one cup and then make the coffee on top in the same cup? Is it better if you pour the milk on top? Because obviously everyone uses a jug for milk usually. I'm going to start off with a decaf just because I want like a hot drink, because I don't know if you can tell my throat is like getting sore talking. I bought this coffee from the coffee shop that I always go to, and I paid literally £17 for a coffee and this bag of 250 grams of beans, so I think I'm going to be going to a cheaper one next time, because this refill shop was like, I think this was only like £3, and I don't know, I like, at least this, I know that it's like fresh beans, whereas this is actually, it's probably fresh if it's in a packet like this, but the refill shop felt a lot more like you were supporting small, whereas this is just like a packet that they get in. This coffee does smell nice. This is a more woody coffee, whereas the other one is a more nutty coffee. Apparently you need to flatten it out evenly, so I was just tapping it a little bit to get the beans to fall into the gaps, and then I was pressing it but not as much as usual. It makes my room smell so good. I'm not going to bother frothing the milk because I actually realised that I like it just like a normal coffee with just a splash of milk. Yeah, that tastes really nice, and especially because I'm getting like iced lattes and stuff for a cold coffee, I don't need to make like a really milky hot coffee if I don't even like it that much. As long as like it's frothy. What I can't stand is like just like instant coffee with no milk in, like that's horrible. So how cool is this? I found this when I was looking for something to post off to someone on Vinted in my storage. I reckon it's about an iPhone 5 or something, but I'm gonna try and plug it in. I've seen people use these as like a vintage digicam because it has like a really cool effect that you can tell it was taken on an old device, so it would be really like nice to do some aesthetic shots on here. I'm gonna see if it'll turn on because it might have just broken. My favourite thing to do is always to get wires that have got free attachments to them, because then I don't have to look for different wires. I can have like this one by my bedside table, and then in my car I've got one with 3 wires as well, so whoever gets in my car can always charge their stuff. But it literally switched on so fast. It's got some like weird line across it, so I'm thinking the screen might have a problem. Usually I'd sit down and just drink my coffee and I probably would be scrolling, but when I'm scrolling I always save stuff. I'll show you my folders. 2 things I've realised with scrolling is I was always scrolling in the For You tab, and then I'm seeing like weird stuff like this, like what is this? Oh, maybe it's my friend.
You're gonna pass a single guy on a trail. You're a girl.
Okay, someone stitched this video. I was like, surely I'm not following him. But yeah, I see stuff like that. My eyes are subjected to that I don't want to see. So I realised that when you actually go on the following tab, you can just see all the people that I've like actually selected that I want to watch, and I never even see them after I've followed them, because the For You page doesn't even respect who you actually want to see. So I've just started scrolling on the following tab, and in that way I see everyone that I actually care about and that I like. And then secondly, also when I'm scrolling, I'll make these collections. So if you didn't know, when you save in videos you can do collections, so you can group the categories. So I've got one collection for places that I want to go on road trips, I've got a collection for house inspiration, collection for sound advert inspiration for work, and then I've got one that's about remakes. So if I see a video that I think is a cool concept, I will go and get inspiration. Then I've got one for festival fits. Oh my god, look at these festival fits. So like any girls that are posting like sick Halloween costumes that I think would be good for festival season, that's getting saved into there. So I find that means that like when I'm scrolling, at least I'm doing something a little bit productive because I'm market researching. I cleared the sofa so it was easier to pick up and move, so you can actually get to the treadmill, and I'll show you how I convert my room into a little gym. And this is actually good because I'll be able to do my cardio before I eat, and then it'll make me hungry, because right now I was not hungry to eat, but I should eat before I leave. Oh, right. This carpet originally started off touching the bed, and it's just gradually pushed itself over, and it's all bunched up at the other wall, but I would have to take all the furniture off it in order to move it, so that's a job we're going to do at some point. It only switches on when you're on top of it, which say if I just want to like grab my water bottle or something, if I step off it, it will automatically stop and it'll reset itself, which is good for safety, but like sometimes it's just like I need to get used to that because that's different to the machines at the gym. But it has quite a long lead, so I can plug it in over here. I've been told apparently it's bad to walk on treadmills in completely bare feet, but let me know whether it is bad for your heat, because a lot of people promote like barefoot running, but I'm guessing because ground's more uneven, like you're not stressing the same muscles over and over again or something like that. So I'm just going to put my trainers on. And I didn't realise, because I was thinking, is this going to annoy my housemates? And I told my next room neighbour that I had one, and he was like, oh, I've got a cycling bike in my room, and I've never heard that, so we've got really good soundproofing. Right, trainers on. It's also good to do this before my shower. I'm going to take a note. I want to walk on here for half an hour. It is kind of annoying because I want to do 12-3-30, which is where you walk on 12 incline, 3 speed for 30 minutes, but it doesn't incline, and I was going to build a little like wedge, like a doorstop that it could fit on, that would hold it up, but I don't know whether it'll turn on because it is a pretty like sensitive machine. Okay, 30 minutes timer set. I'm gonna do it a bit over 3 speed. I don't know if it's 3 kilometers or 3 miles. If you're thinking of getting a folding treadmill, I'm not gonna lie to you, like you can feel the joint a little bit when you're walking, so sometimes I'll try and like walk further back. I actually like having these here because it's weird not having like the thing on the front of the treadmill. Trying to repost my shorts. I'm using like whatever videos did well on TikTok and Instagram over the past few years and just posting them in scheduled order, so that it's like maybe like 5 going live a day, and I'm finding like really good success from it. I'll show you what the YouTube studio looks like. It will show you like, so basically you can see here that I've got like, at this point when I'm filming this, 12,700 subscribers, and since I started reposting the shorts you can see how much it went up by. So I've gained 1.2k more subscribers in the past 28 days than I have previously, so that's a really big percentage considering I've only got 12,000 subscribers, and that's from those shorts videos. Those videos have led to more subscribers. Like this one got 600 subscribers, whereas like a YouTube video alone takes way longer to edit because it's like a 30-minute video. This is only 8 seconds, but this is getting me a lot of subscribers. Oh my god, I'm getting sweaty. It's really hot in this room as well. I'm doing like, what's it called, like hot yoga, but hot treadmilling, because I don't want to open the window and let all the heat out. But yeah, so basically I'm reposting those. Also just been screenshotting comments from my shorts, because I'm going to talk you guys through some of the funny hate comments that I've got when we do the Get Ready With Me in a minute. But I'm going to repost this video. I've got this app called Tick Pro, and basically you copy the link into the app, it'll let you save the video without the watermark, and it'll let you copy the caption. I feel like if you're doing social media, probably even worse if you've got a business to run as well, and social media is not the only thing you have to do. It must be so hard to like balance all the different apps, but I find it hard even just to think about reposting. So like when I'm making new content, I post on TikTok and then I'm like, shit, I've got to post it on Instagram, then I've got to post it on YouTube. Like it's a lot of just like little fiddly admin bits that you've got to do after each post. I'm going skiing in like 10 days. I've got 0 leg strength. I want to be able to actually enjoy the slope, so let's do some squats and stuff. I'm scared. Got these weights off Facebook Marketplace, and the same with the treadmill, but this is just 5 kilogram just while I get my fitness back up, because I've stopped going to my gym membership ran out, and then I was like, oh, I'm just going to buy my own treadmill, because all I was doing at the gym was treadmill and like a bit of free weight, so I was like, I may as well just buy my own, and then I can do it more often, because the traffic to the gym was so annoying. But that's the only gym I wanted to go to because it was a female only one, so I didn't want to sign up to one closer to me. Trying not to like hit the side there. Any comments on my foot on, please let me know, gym girls. Oh my god. So if I did that like every morning, a few rounds each morning, then I would actually have muscles. Set number 2. One. I've also got no knickers on, so I'm hoping I'm not like flashing you. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a good thing about working out in your room. I was literally doing it in my knickers the other day. 6, 13, 14, 15. Do sets of 15. Right, final set. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I am hungry. I just went downstairs to put my bowl away, but I'm gonna sort this laundry in a second. Let's make my breakfast. Also got this parcel. Oh, this is my stamp to make my Christmas cards for people. You can get a custom one that says like, and it's got one for tags, and it says like, love from Rebecca. I'm gonna do a video hand making like Christmas cards and Christmas tags, and showing you how I'm like wrapping everything. But this will be useful because it doesn't say anything Christmassy on it, so I can use it for birthdays as well. Exciting. You can order these on Amazon, and it came in like a week. This is my hack for making sure that I actually wash up my bowl. I've realised that because I'm worried about leaving any moisture in this wooden one because it might get mouldy, I'm actually cleaning it straight away after using it, and that is rare for me. I'm having this protein boosted granola. If you've tried Alpro before, but not the Greek style, you need to try the Greek style because it tastes completely different. I really hate when you have granola shared, like in my house at home, because I grew up with like a big family. People would leave like the cereal open and stuff like that, and I'm like, now I'm on my own, nothing it's going to be stale. And also, some people don't know this hack. Whenever anyone comes around to mine, I always like offer them like a digestive biscuit and a cup of tea and stuff, and they always just take the top one, and that top one gets left on for the whole packet. Like, I'll start eating and I'll always take the second one back so they're always fresh, and do the same with bread. And I thought that was just normal, but I mentioned it a while ago and everyone was like, oh my god, my mind is blown. And I'm like, I hate the thought that people might eat something at mine and think, oh my god, it's so stale. Time to put these clothes away. I'm gonna try and find space even though my room's overflowing. We need to do another clear out. To make the bed, if you've watched my video putting up this fan, you'll know why I'm getting irritated every time I look at it, because it's not central. Like, it's kind of central to the bed, but the two lights, it's not central. But we're just gonna pretend we can't see that because I don't want to have to make another hole in my rental wall. Maybe tonight we need to change my bed sheets actually, because they've been on for a little bit, so we'll do that in the evening. That's the bed made. I actually love my bed sheets. They're from the French Bedroom Company. It's a TK Maxx, but French Bedroom Company. It's got this like trim around it, which is very cute. And this is cool print. It's called French Tulle in pink, and it's from the French Bedroom Company. But this is a very common print, and you can get it in blue as well. I also love my bedside tables. I got these on eBay. They were second hand, and they are from, I'm not sure what the brand is, but they're William Morris, and they're really cute. They're like velvety. Time to have a shower. I'm a morning showerer unless I'm washing my hair, and then I like to do that whenever I've got time. This from Tesco's, it's like £1 or £2. I love it so much. And I'm a makeup balm remover to get my makeup off rather than like water makeup remover. And I use, because it's better for waterproof mascara, I find, I use the Be Perfect makeup remover. This is the Origins one. I used this last night. It's actually so nice. It's from the Apple collection. I'm using this African sponge thing. It's like a loofah but unrolled, and it's actually way better. It's a good exfoliator as well. But then if I want to scrub my fake tan off, the Be Perfect one, it's literally like grating yourself with a cheese grater, but it's so good. You didn't think I was going to show you this part. I'll show you after the shower. Out of the shower now, but if you're not tongue scraping, you need to try, because I was trying to be a clean girl then, and then I was like, I actually want to demonstrate how much gunk comes off your tongue. And then when you tongue scrape and then mouthwash, you feel so fresh after. So I'm going to take my vitamins this morning as well, actually, since I'm not taking them at night anymore. The only thing is I don't like taking vitamins on an empty stomach, which is why I was taking them in the evening, but since I've just had breakfast, it's fine. I could have done that before I brushed my teeth and had mouthwash. Also, apparently, when you first wake up, that one was my energy one. It needs to have B12 in it, but it's just iron and vitamin C. I accidentally bought one without B12. B12, if you're vegetarian, vegan, and also 40% of the population has an issue absorbing it, so really recommend taking it. That gave me so much more energy when I was taking iron and B12 consistently. But apparently when you first wake up, you have natural B12 in your mouth, so before you brush your teeth you should drink some water to like wash the B12 into your body. I'm taking electrolytes because I mentioned before that like I always feel like I need a wee, and I don't know if it's like a stress thing of like before bed I'm like, you need to go for your last wee now, and then I'll be lying there and I'm like, you could go for another one, and I know it's really bad for you not to do that because like you need to train your bladder to hold liquid. So I've been better recently, but electrolytes actually really help me because I feel like your body doesn't just flush water, because I've got an issue with like, I will drink 2 or 3 of these a day easily. Like, I chug water, I always have, and at least with the electrolytes your body's not just flushing it out, because it can actually be bad to drink so much water that your body's pushing out good stuff with the water. I don't know how people don't drink water. Like, if I'm having a meal, I know you're not even actually meant to drink water while you're eating, like you should drink water first and then eat and like have them separately, but if I'm having a meal I get so thirsty, I'll just be like, I won't even notice when the whole cup of water's gone. That was vegan collagen. That's good for the bones, because I was noticing in festival season like my knees and stuff were aching. And then I've got biotin for the hair. This one's you've got to take 2 of them, which I personally feel like they're just making so much more money because they're marketing it as like you get 180 tablets, but really you're only getting 90. Put my hair in now, and then I need to film some videos. I've actually got some adverts to film today. This is my favourite robe for putting on after the shower because it's a towel one, but it's thin, so I'm not like overheating. I'm going to show you my routine for how to make your hair last for a little bit longer when it's feeling a little bit greasy, because obviously people try and not wash their hair as much to help it grow longer, and that's because washing your hair dries it out. But I didn't realise that making your hair last between washes with dry shampoo is kind of defeating the whole point, because the dry shampoo is also drying it out. So I'm trying not to use too much dry shampoo, and I find that since the nanos, I've learned to just like go longer between washes because the nanos was such an effort to wash. But the best thing for me is to have nice smelling hair, because if it smells nice, I feel clean. So this is the Bumble and Bumble styling cream, and the smell smells so good. I love that orange range. I had the leave-in conditioner and the oil, but I've used them all up, so I need to rebuy them. I've already rebought them once. A bit wet from the shower, so before I start clipping in my extensions, I'll let it dry and I'll just do my skincare. I'm using this Bubble moisturiser as my morning moisturiser. I've got a thicker one for at night, but I'm going to show you what my nighttime skincare is, because I also put fake tan on my face last night, and I think the colour actually looks good today. Like, it makes me feel like I don't even need to do as much foundation. I'm using the Shiseido eye serum. I feel so mature now. I've got a bit more of a skincare routine. This little like jelly thing that just makes you look proper glowy, but I put this on under makeup, and even though it's like, look at that, it's really cool consistency. Even though it does look jelly, it didn't make my makeup go weird. So while we do the hair, we can let that sink in. I am trying to clip in my hair extensions every single day because I feel like it just motivates me to film, and I wanted to remove the nanos but not, you know, have no hair extensions. So I need to treat these as if they're like permanently in my head and spend the same amount of time just installing them as I used to have to spend when I was brushing the nanos. But I actually think, look how long that's grown, and that's longer than it was like a month ago. I'm doing a series where I'm going to film each month like how much it's grown, and obviously I'm showing you what I'm using to make my hair grow and I make it thicker as well, because I have quite a bit of thin bits at the front here that have all snapped off, and also you can just see my scalp. But while we do this, let's go through some of the comments, because they're coming in fast as I've been doing these reposts. And I had one video, it's on like 2 million shorts views, and honestly I've never seen so many comments. So basically it's a trending audio where I'm saying what I'm wearing out to a rave, and it's an American girl who made it, and I actually met her when I was in Beyond Wonderland. I heart raves, and she's so nice, like she's got the nicest energy. So the audio is just her being like, what are you wearing to the rave? Is that it? Do you have a dad? And it's funny when a girl does it because it's just like jokey, isn't it? But like the amount of men that are commenting on it, so unhinged. Like someone commented saying, God made you for so much more than this, sweetheart. So it's definitely made it onto the American Bible Belt. Someone goes, someone's daughter sickening. I actually hate, oh I should leave that up. I hate the way that people make the comment like someone's daughter as if that's like, it's just about owning women, isn't it? First of all, what's wrong with me, an adult woman, deciding to wear exactly what I want to wear into a hot warehouse? Like, but secondly, saying someone's daughter is like, oh yeah, the man hasn't controlled the woman enough. Like, yeah, I'm sure maybe in the countries where women aren't even allowed to show anything other than their eyes, and they're not allowed to speak, then they won't be going out like that, and maybe they won't have to say the honour of the father has been diminished. But like in countries like that, women are getting beaten to death for literally trying to leave their abusive husbands. Like, that's the extreme version of what they want, the society that they're saying would be like the ideal. Like, I used to have so many arguments with people at my old law firm, because there were some people that were like, yeah, the UK's too progressive, like we need to be more like Dubai. And I was like, go to Dubai then, because like Dubai is literally run on slavery, and they would think it's like really dangerous for their kid to be exposed to like learning about trans people. Like, it actually annoys me so much, because first of all, kids are naturally just very accepting, and they don't think of it as a sexual thing. Like, it's like just like seeing a man and a woman together for a kid. They're not thinking of like, oh, what's going on in the bedroom. Like, kids aren't even aware of stuff like that. And like the worst thing to do would be to teach your kid not to accept everyone. Like, surely that is more dangerous, especially because the life expectancy of trans people is like 45. Like, they're at a way bigger risk from other factors rather than us being at a risk from trans people, or like your children being at a risk of being trans because they learn about it. Like, the worst thing would be not to acknowledge how your kid might feel, and then they would feel like they can't come out, and then they would deal with like gender dysphoria or like sexuality shame and things like that. That would be worse. That's what causes people to commit suicide and to not live full self-actualized lives. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. I think people like that are so irritating. So obviously they're not the people that were trying to meet at the raves. Someone commented, translator says what? I get that a lot, where people are like, is this even English? Like, can you take a breath please? And to that I say, I'm dealing with people's short attention spans, one video at a time, and secondly, when it's a voiceover, I am actually overlapping the audio, so it sounds faster than it is, because any like breathing parts, I'll start the next sentence over, just because it makes it so that it's engaging. But if you want to watch slower stuff, there's so many people, which I find frustrating to watch personally, that speak really slowly and in super soft voices that you can find. I'm maybe just not the person for you. These three, I just screenshotted them all together because they were one after another. I just think are like the people who find the "do you have a dad" comment funny because they're laughing at the fact that people might not have dads. I'm like, that says more about men than it does about women. When people use the insult like fatherless, it's like, so you're saying that men systematically leave their families? Because yes, I agree. Like, I know probably like 80% of the people that I've dated have had no dad figure in their life, and like, that's not on the mum, that's on the dad. I'm just going to do a one piece on either side and then we'll get to styling. Someone else commented saying, a lot of these girls do have fathers, but the fathers view women as objects and hitting girls the same age as their daughters, as if like the fathers are hitting on their daughters because the daughters are progressive and they're wearing what they want to. But I don't actually believe that because women are dressing more freely that that's causing fathers to hit on them more. Like, I think that there's a lot more inter-family abuse going on in places where women aren't allowed to dress how they want to dress, and actually the reason that the report rates might be less bad is because like I've watched so many documentaries on like women trying to report abuse from their family in like places that are controlled by the Taliban, and the Taliban are like, that's not possible, and like they've literally done interviews where they're like, we have 0% abuse in our country, and it's like, yeah, but what's your system for reporting it? And they're like, we don't need to have a system. Well, yeah, but if you view women as complete property and you say you can't wear what you want to, like, I want to wear what I want to. I will get hot in the sweaty warehouse, and I want to wear something that makes me feel like I'm expressing myself, that's creative. I don't just want to wear just a plain t-shirt. Actually, it's just practical and creative. But this is the hair done. I'll get back to you later. I think this is everything that I'm gonna do in this morning video, otherwise it's just gonna turn into a daily vlog. But let me know if you enjoyed or any opinions or anything, and I'm gonna catch up with you in the evening.